You're gonna make friends until you're 100. Hello beautiful people, it's Yvette Corinne and welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. And today is going to be a fun little chit chat because we're going to be talking about making friends as an adult. So I did a little Q&A on my Instagram, which sometimes when I do them, I may get about 5 to 10 responses. I'm always like, participate. But this time they were flooding in. I actually haven't seen that many responses. And I realized we like this topic about friendships, like making friends. Are we too old to make friends? Defining friends? Like it was a whole thing. So I want to kind of open up the conversation over here and see how y'all feel in the comments and just talk about friendships and how I've navigated friendships as an adult. Also moving to a totally different state and city than I was born in, and yeah, just making new friends, defining my friendships and the different types of friends, and how do I feel about making friends as an adult. So we're gonna get into it. I'm actually gonna list some of the Q&A responses here because when I say some of them are really good and I really agree, and some people were like, I don't make friends, and I'm like, okay, I get it. So let me read some of the negative ones. The good ones we'll list. Someone said they're not a fan of making new friends. Somebody said we have to do it every few years, even though it's exhausting, LOL. Another girl said I had to do it when I relocated. I don't think I would have done it otherwise. Okay. Someone said it's interesting. It's like a dating ghetto. Another girl said I've tried unsuccessfully to make friends here in LA, which makes it harder to want to stay. It's a full struggle. I have my main crew that I've known since middle school, but they live in San Diego. I love meeting new people, but having actual friends for me is questionable. I do allow space. Another girl said this is actually one of my friends, which I'm weak. I don't have time for it. It's hard enough to maintain my current relationships, which I'm going to talk about maintaining friendships as an adult. Another lady said nearly impossible to make friends as an adult. Working and limited free time does not equal opportunity to make friends. Okay, so let's talk about that. So I like to say I am a busy bee. I am busy AF. I'm always doing the absolute most. And lately over the past couple of years, I've made friends, and I try to think about how I made these friends. And I do know that I put myself out there a lot. So when I first moved to LA, it was 2014. I knew one person. I had no friends. I was just trying to figure it out. I didn't even know what the people were like out here. It was all just new territory for me. I was really close to my roommate, so she ended up being my first friend. We did a lot of things together, and then obviously I started working. Then I had coworkers who turned friends. So for me, the best way to make friends is at your job. Your coworkers can turn into your best friends and your lifelong friends. And I do have 2 coworkers that I love, still talk to till this day. Really good friends. One of them I'm going to be at her wedding, and it's just great. Love them to death, and I feel like we've been friends all my life. So that's one way. Another way for me was getting involved in the things that I like to do and do it regularly. So at the time I was modeling, so I was like always trying to meet friends on set. Or I was taking acting classes. So in my classes, I would meet people because at the time it was kind of like a hobby. I didn't know where it was going. And I was like, well, I want to meet people in classes because that means they like the same stuff as I do. So say if you like to do like pottery, or if you like to go hike or take dance classes, whatever it is, obviously go out of your way to find friends there. Like it doesn't matter how old you are. Be like, hey, I'm new here. I just moved. Do you want to hang out? Normally people want to hang out. I have noticed more people are feeling lonely. Even though they have tons of friends, they still feel lonely and want somebody to invite them out. That is me. It happens to me often. I'm like, wow, I have a lot of friends, but I don't really get out that much. So as soon as somebody invites me out, I'm like, oh my God, yes. You know, I get excited. So you would be surprised how many people just want to be invited out. Like say, hey, I want to go try this restaurant. Are you open to trying this? Do you eat this kind of food? Meet friends that are vegan, pescatarian, whatever have it. I feel like when you move somewhere new, the opportunities now are endless on making friends. Like one of my close friends I met through a mutual friend, and I met her online, and now she's one of my really, really close friends. Again, somebody that would be in my wedding, and vice versa, and we're just really good friends. We met through a friend that I met on Instagram. Also, use your connections. If somebody introduces you to another person and you like them and you're like, wow, my friend introduced me to her, listen, if y'all hit it off better, then y'all hit it off better. It's okay. It's life. They were meant to bring that person into your life so y'all can have a better connection. You can have a good friendship, all the things. So that's just how I feel about making new friends and how to make new friends when you move into a new city, because I've been here for about 7 years, I want to say. 7 going on 8 years, and solid friendships. And I live in LA, and a lot of people say that LA is fake. LA people are not real. My 2 closest friends are born and raised in LA, and they're the realest people I know. All my other friends that I met that aren't LA natives are still very solid. They're not fake people. They hold me down. They're very reliable. This all stemmed from me meeting and having new friends. I just met them in November, and I was like, are we too old to start adding new people into our lives? But we're not. A lot of the answers were, no girl, it's never too late. You know, friends are come and go. Friends are here for a season. Friends are growing. Every time you grow and evolve, you can add new people into your life. And I truly agree. Every time I reach a new chapter in my life, a different kind of person comes into my life. And that doesn't mean I stop talking to my old friends. That means I now have space for this kind of friendship, because maybe the other kind of friendship I outgrew, but I really love that person dearly. So they're going to always be a long-term friend. But does that mean I'm going to talk to them every day? Does that mean that we're going to hang out every day? No. They're still my friend. We might not kick it every day, but we're probably in 2 different stages of life. And I know that us hanging out is probably not in the cards right now, but I'm still making room for the people who are on the same page as me, and we connect more. I do have friends that I've been friends with since middle school, and I love them all. We're still friends. We don't talk every day, but I love them. If they needed something from me, I'm doing it. I'm ready. I'm available. These are my lifelong friends. And I think you need to decide and realize, who is a lifelong friend? Who are you going to always show up for no matter what? Who do you know is going to show up for you no matter what? These people always have my back since middle school. So it's like, I will always be loyal to you. Another thing I think that people need to start doing is calling everyone a friend when they're acquaintances. So I see this often, and I'm like, I even do it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, my friend. And I'm like, well, actually, a girl I know. Or actually, we met like one time. So really an acquaintance. Everybody's not your friend. I feel like when you realize that everybody's not your friend and they're just acquaintances, or they're a friend of the friends or something, your boundaries are different. You put high expectations on every relationship. Every time you get into a relationship, you have expectations. Same as in a friendship. I have expectations with my girlfriends, boyfriend, all the things. So if I meet a new girl and we're really just an acquaintance, and my expectation for her is she's my good friend and she doesn't come through, then I'm hurt. But she's probably like, girl, we only seen each other 3 times. We barely even know each other. That's when you need to realize, is this really just an acquaintance or is this a good friend? So defining your friendships, I feel like it's very important. We're adults now. It's okay to be like, this is what it is. It should not hurt anybody's feelings. Like, we're grown. Let them know what it is. Let them know what you expect from them, what kind of friendship that you want from them. And I feel like that's the best type of friendship. Like, that's kind of what I have with all my friends. One of my friends, Amina, always says that, I love that you set boundaries for everything you do in life, even your friendships. And I'm like, yeah, that's the only thing that keeps me sane. And also, I don't feel let down. I know who my friends are. I know who's my going out friend. That's the girl I'm going to call up when I want to have a good time. We might not share our personal business. We might not get too personal, but we have a good time every time we hang out, and I appreciate that. I know the friends that I confide in. We might not be long-term friends, but I just feel really connected with them. And every time we have conversations, I know that I can trust them. There's friends like that. We might eventually be long-term friends, but we could just started being friends a couple of months ago. So it's like, you know the style of friends, and you just really have to have good discernment. So that's a whole nother conversation. So just reading some of the comments, I do feel like whatever age, I'm 32, and I do feel like there's no age limit in making new friends. My mom is 61, and she was telling me like last year, that her and a friend that she just met, they were only friends for like 2 years. They stopped being friends. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And it was the same stuff that we go through as kids, as a 20-year-old, as a 30-year-old. And I was like, wow, it's never ending. You're going to have friendship breakups. You're going to have new friends. Like, all the things still happen no matter what age you are. So it's not an age limit on making friends. You're going to make friends until you're 100. And I know this was a super long random tangent, but I just had to let y'all know. I didn't want to do it on my stories because I knew it was going to be super long, so I was like, let's just make it a YouTube video. Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about making friends? Do you make friends past a certain age? Do you think like no new friends is a thing, or are you open to making friends because you like hanging out all the time? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.